Well. Good late afternoon. I hope everybody is doing well out there. To all the haters, to all the followers, to all the listeners, to all the ones that are respectful. Thank you very much. If you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you know every time that I go live. It appears to me that somebody named DJ Cleveland, whom I don't know, has threatened me. Saying something about I better watch my steps or some crap. I didn't even give it the time of day. But anyways, I hope everybody's well. Usually I get on here and do, a live or two, sometimes 3 a day. We're at a point now where, shit is getting heavy, my friends. It's getting really, really, really heavy. Really heavy. If you listen to the earlier live, you'll be able to pick up on the interview that I had played that had to do with, some pretty nutty stuff. I keep getting messages. Hold on one second. Anyways, I'm sorry to everybody who's listening. I have somebody that's messaging me, just giving me the rundown on things. But why is it, just real quick, why is it that a person can't do a live without being harassed, threatened, and think that bothers me? Because today, my friends, I'm a whole new person. There's a whole new me. And I have a whole new meaning in this world. And my purpose in this world is more important than junk boxes, is what I call them. Probably diddler lovers. I'm sure. Pretty sure that there's a lot of diddle lovers on here, And if you are a diddy lover, then that's something you got to take up with, yourself. But anyways, I woke up to, I don't know, it's just been a very interesting last couple of days. Like the weather, we're in, October? And it's still 80 degrees outside. Like, this is crazy. Not normal. By any stretch of the mind, not normal. But, I'm going to let people come on here and, tell their truth and speak their truth. And, if I have to, I will cut the chat. That way, I just don't have to deal with any of y'all that are in the chat that are stalking, cyberbullying, and doing what you like to do best, is annoy other folks. We don't do that on this channel. We don't do that. That is a no on this channel. This is a safe haven for people. The reason why I pop my laptop open, the reason why I, sign in, and the reason why I go live is to help others. Give others hope. That's what we're supposed to do. I said it this morning, unity builds community, right? So the more unity, the better off we're going to be. The more divide, things are just going to keep getting uglier and uglier and uglier and uglier and uglier as the time goes on. Well, You know, everybody has their own beliefs, political beliefs, whatever it is, right? But when it comes to child sacrifice, when it comes to satanic worshiping, when it comes to, you know, the stuff that I've woken up to, and the so-called people that I looked up to as a kid growing up, not realizing what really was going on behind the camera, you know, when that camera went off. As far as, you know, like you watch these shows on MTV and then you wonder what happens afterwards. Well, now I know. And a lot of it makes me sick to my stomach. A lot of it makes me angry. I feel for a lot of people that go through this stuff. Nobody should go through any of that. Nobody. Zero people should have to go through that. I'm trying to find something right now. Hold on.
Look, nobody has more beef on the front line than us. We just need to wrap up. I want to hear that crunch. They practicing defense. Wrap up. How to make people hungry. Wrap up. Crunch. Wrap up. It's like the whole sport's designed to sell people food. Crunch. Wrap. Crunch.
His bill was bad, boy, but your Biggie ain't had to go, did he? We know the secret, he ain't keep it on the low, did he? Hey, yo, Diddy ain't addressed that audio, did he? Even niggas that know Diddy, this ain't no, did he? To get his shine, he ain't have a trial to blow, did he? But I heard he had to blow, did he? I don't know, did he? Yo, did he open his mouth to say no, did he? Or did he open his mouth to get the no, did he? His whole body of work, he had to show, did he? But he should report, he ain't get the TV show, did he? With Cass C. Cruises on Biddies that's so pretty, I can type, but they not like us, that's no trizzy. Grown men taking hormones to throw titties. The ball plays every 4 days, a whole busy. Yo, Philly ain't like no city, it's so pretty. 50 under my arm, but I ain't showing no pity. I go grizzly, no kissy, I for the body. And you sorta like a porta potty, so shitty. I'm so litty, you'll never find a man like me, but your man wifey like me, my neck and my hand icy. I'm a soldier, man, and I hold the can tightly and keep letting it ring just like Scam Likely. Your man fight me, if it get dark, I don't land lightly. Then your man might be kicked in his face with my damn Nike. Your man shiesty, not to be trusted, and I'm disgusted. He corrupted, so we need to discuss it now that it's public. The sky's something that I can see, but I'm trying to touch it. Patience the key. I got it locked, I ain't trying to rush it. 2 tears in the bucket, fucking, I'm breaking records. I take the dresses and get it jumping like taking checkers. Wait, I'm reckless. You ain't got my cake and I'm making messes. When I hop out for the cake, it's too late for breakfast. Now you can be a pronoun and make your sex switch. Now it's unisex when designers is making dresses. I'm a man that hate bitches teenage niggas that make me sexist. My niggas popping out like genies, you make a death with. Life the type of bitch just anybody can mess with, but stay connected or death just all you left with. Shit, I don't sleep, I get restless, getting restless, like I got insomnia. Yup, I'm up with the rest quick. I was the best in the city before I met Swiss. If you leave me some cheese, I can write you your next hit. I you the ghostwriter wrote your best shit. You got a BBL with tummies up in your breast lift. A lot of sets of push-ups without my chest ripped. I might go shirtless in my next pick. I'm blessed with the opportunity to change my community. But community cannot exist without unity. You and me united was true for me how it used to be. I'm blessed, getting scripture, the bigger picture if you can see. You can see facts, but blind to the fact that you could be whatever in the world you choose to be. I think you choose for free. If you get your leg through a door where you're not approved to be, the higher ups can shut the door on you, but that's cool with me. Usually they go to the white parties instead of trial. But your favorite rapper, file, protect your child. I'm Gucci if you run into me, don't expect a smile. I'm frowning up, come around for what? Y'all extra wild and extra foul to be technical, unethical. It's uncorrectable, that behavior is unacceptable. Don't get out of line, shape up, it's geometrical. Who can throw my eye on it, beef, now he a vegetable. Bitch, you can suck my dick, no homosexual. I've been punching since second two, I go to second two. First, if you a step of research, who you step into? You gon' need mechanical legs that 6 steps for you. Cause you ain't moving like the steppers do. I was born a step before I learned how to crawl. I took a step or two. Look, I bang. I done took the chain off a neck or two. It could make the chick that mess with you straight naked too. Guess if you run into them youngins I'm connected to, better hope a hospital close that you can check into. You know the damage your weapon do, so why box? Front and get caught on the back street or a side block. They try to come at me sideways like wide shots, but every battle see I won like Cyclops. Guys got beats like they came for beef. But listen, you could be a nigga and still pussy. Angel Reese, yo, the Desert Eagle got a triangle beat. Yup, I'm on a cup of tequila mixed with the mango peach. We know the secret game they teach when they train police. Some boys went to fucking war, but should've came in peace. The street changed, I changed my street. How you get locked in cuffs, then chop it up with the same police? This chick about to make me come that I came to meet. Plus she pulled up in a new ghost, she ain't to read. Stop talking tough, change your speech and the tone you use. When I pull out the ladder, it ain't for home improvement. My hat is to put a tracker right on the phone you using. If you shoot and let it fly, that's a drone you using. I'm balling out of control, I'm in the zone, but you in, rather play man to man. What type of zone is you in? Like my microphone, I knew man was in the street. When the numbers was high for pods, I got them in for cheap. I ghost wrote to some folk, now some of them deceased, and they turn to ghosts, but I'm still writing out in the beats. It's like musical chairs.
Navage, now available at select Costco's. The most common complaint that I will hear in my office is, I have congestion, my nose is blocked, I cannot breathe. Using Navage makes the nose feel cleaner. It's effective. Navage is so simple to use. Navage works by pulling saline in one nostril through the nose and out the other nostril, sucking out allergens, mucus.
They went to go drag the snake, but I think, oh shit, man. Yes. And if you type him up, he done got caught with several Transformers. It's crazy because again, we had I did an interview with Bobby Valentino and Chingy, and they opted to do it together. And as I did it together, we also interviewed Sydney Starr here. And, no, just Chingy and Bobby. They said they had to do the interview together. So we interviewed Sydney Starr, and she brings up the whole Chingy stuff and like, it's water under the bridge and blah blah blah. But I'm looking at the connection of it. I'm like, man, for you to that story to be a thing, and then Sydney and then Chingy, it just looks away. First and foremost, I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, please. Salute real life production. Yes. Salute Joker, salute Rook, salute Fab. You've been outside a long time, bro. You done seen a lot of stuff.
you know when something look fishy, right? You probably know, like, hold on, man, they just the back door open right now. They probably, you just like y'all know, bro. When something look a little weird, you get that feeling. It's not all a coincidence, bro.
Well, I'll say this. You know, we born and raised, this Dallas, Texas shit. So, you don't see a lot of that Hollywood shit going on in Dallas. You know, H-Town maybe.
It's a different culture.
But Miami, LA, New York, like celebrities, here it's a different culture. There's not a lot of thuggery. Like, you got to get down.
Slap down here playing like that.
Yeah, you don't like some shit like that. You just wouldn't see.
Bro,
so
it's different down here, bro. In the South, everything ain't the same.
Yeah.
Like Texas men, a lot different than other cities and states, bro. Like, Texas men got a different confidence. Like most Texas dudes think they better than most other niggas.
It's his own country, goddamn it. It's his damn.
Nobody disagree with me.
Right. We ain't gonna disagree with you. We ain't. We are. It's like
y'all brothers. I'm sure y'all argue and shit from time to time. But y'all brothers, y'all shit built on mutual respect.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And y'all gonna hold each other accountable. Y'all wouldn't be able to do all of this shit without having accountability.
Right.
So if one of them take you to a party and niggas pulling out the Magic Dragon, you gonna be like, what the fuck? What y'all? You ready to fight one of them?
Facts.
It's a different vibe, bro. It's a different energy. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you, these parties that you normally go to, these where you're being hired to protect whoever it is for that night, what state has a lot of shit gone down in? New York, Florida, California? Like, where have you seen some shit like
California?
California. Damn. Los Angeles.
By far. Shit. Traveling Hill to me.
Oh, shit. Not
by far.
Shit.
By far.
You know, what made you want to get into the guarding profession?
So basically, bro, when I was growing up, my dad had bodyguards because one day the FBI came to the house, and by law, if they know it's a threat against your life, they gotta come tell you. So the FBI come to the crib, tell him it's a threat against his life, there's a contract on his life, et cetera, et cetera. So he ended up hiring bodyguards. So I had 2 guys with me all day, 2 guys with my brother, a guy with my brother, somebody with my grandmother, and like 5 dudes with him. So I was able to see it at a young age, and I liked it. So I said, you know what, I can do this.
Now, you got your regular bouncing ass nigga, and maybe a nigga who guarded. But how do you make it to that high level where you're actually working with real clientele and guarding like professionals and different celebrities?
So for me personally, I would say that growing up in like the hood and shit like that, like I give my father props for this, and my mama too. She a school teacher. Like they always stress my education and that I speak proper grammar. And the fact that I spoke proper grammar, people in the hood, you think he white because I speak properly. So that would lead me to have to kick a lot of ass. You feel me? Because they think you sweet, and I had a baby face forever, and I'm always the biggest dude. So I had to be vicious on motherfuckers. So I just carried that mean streak as I got older, and then when I was done with football, I had started my security business. And long as my big bro Meech, I used to get wild with people, bro. And ever so often, somebody would see that, like, man, I just saw what you just did, man. You take my car, man, we'll plug you with somebody to give you my cut. So people will hear about me, and then word of mouth will spread, and then I'm getting booked. And then, bro, I was crazy. I'm putting ads on Craigslist, taking any job, crazy job.
Have you ever bodyguarded for any type of drug dealer or street nigga?
Hell yeah. That was the first people who ever paid me some real money. Before I got into corporate shit. Oh yeah, for sure.
when do you as far as that level? When do you decide this is too much for me? Like what have you seen? You're like, I can't, nigga. You ain't finna have me in the feds.
Well, right here, look at this. This fake.
Oh shit.
You see it right here?
Yeah.
Shootout. Lost my front teeth. I got a skin graft right here. Motherfucking, my homie lost his eye. Dude got the bullet in the foot. Yeah, like actually, like I'll tell you, I've been in more shootouts than a lot of guys been on dates. So like, you know, and then bro, like when my nephew got born, I knew it was time for me to quit. Because when my nephew was born, it put forgiveness in my heart.
Wow, you saw.
And it changed me. And I said, it's time to go to the internet because if you're not a complete monster, bro, you can't do this job at a high level without dying. Back.
So, let me ask you, would you have took a job from 6ix9ine to bodyguard for him?
No.
No
My
amount
only had Shadow. Shadow was his bodyguard. My only had bro.
What happened to Shadow?
He had a heart attack in his sleep, died.
Wow.
But I wasn't like, bro, I don't take rappers on. I don't do the rapper thing. Because like most rappers not really gangster. So like they don't really know how this world really works. And then like cause they have money, they think that they out-ranking people, but really you just the money for the game. And so like, yeah, I don't really do the rapper thing no more because like most of them, like they money, like if it's no shows booked, they down bad. I don't got time for that shit. You feel me? And then like, you know, bro, like I'm tired. I'm done. I don't really want to be violent no more.
Right.
You feel me? Like, you know, I promised my mom at a certain age I would stop. You feel me? Right. And you know, I'm 36, bro. You know, I'm blessed, bro. Like each one of these bullet holes on my arm was a close call. I could have died. So you know what I'm saying? Well, I got copper tatted on my arm, bro. Like I got savage on my face, bro. Like this is my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's a time and place for everything, though. Right. So you gotta know when it's all right now.
Now you bodyguard for Gucci Man.
Okay, I wasn't his direct bodyguard.
He was at an event that he was there for.
So what happened was when he was in town, my homie was his security. But he started getting crazy with everybody because he a real gangster, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He's more of that life.
Playing, bro.
Yeah, he of that life.
Yeah, he gonna smoke your ass. And he'll fight you. Take you on a high speed chase and everything. He get crazy.
Yeah.
So like when they had called me, because I guess he had barricaded himself in the hotel room with the back end. And he said, fuck y'all, I ain't doing shit. I'm not going to no more shows. Man, bro, so they get a call at me like, man, we got to get him out the hotel. I said, why you going to smoke us, bro? Like, what we going to come beat on his door? He's going to pop us, bro. Like, yeah, so I was never his direct bodyguard, but my only interaction was that scene, for sure.
To deal with that, though, that is, like you said, some rappers just aren't gangsters, but some.
The ones that really gangster, bro, end up being CEOs. Because the rich dudes is dangerous, bro.
Yeah,
you don't get to that high level of millions without being a monster, bro. Yeah, sure. Not even a wolf, bro. Because wolves step in traps, bro. You feel me? Like, and then wolves got to hunt with a pack, bro. So at a certain level,
there's something else.
Sure, bro. Sure.
Shootouts.
For sure.
What kind of feeling is that to be getting shot at and shooting at somebody? Like what type of energy do you have? Like how do you turn that? Can you turn it on? Can you turn it off? Do you be scared? Do you enjoy it?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. The most fun I ever had in my life was doing shit like that.
Don't say shooter. Don't inspire the young kids, man.
I'm not.
He's just telling the truth.
Like, this is a two-part situation. Right? I never harmed nobody who didn't deserve it. You feel me? No women or kids were ever victimized of anything I had going on. The rush you get, bro, when you know if I'm not on my P's and Q's. I'm gonna die. One of my brothers is gonna die. The camaraderie you get with your homies, like that feeling when that switch is hit, it's addictive. Right. Like that right there, some people don't talk about. Now, you know, I always tell shorties that when you jump, like you got the field and then you got the water. In the field, everybody is on an even playing ground. But when you get in that water, bro, there's different creatures in that water. So keep that in mind. Because I see a lot of guys with switches and with no bulletproof vests, no ballistic armoring on nothing, no weapons training, and no marksman drills, no nothing, just a switch. Your gun don't make you bulletproof. I've seen men die with their gun in their hand. Yeah. So keep that in mind.
As far as bodyguarding somebody, what type of money you have to make for you to put your life in danger when someone asks you to bodyguard them, knowing they could have a price on their head or something like that? What would make you take that job?
Well, first and foremost, you gotta have a catastrophic life insurance plan. Gotta have that. Then, before you take a job, you have to do something called a threat assessment. Because in order for you to mitigate risk, you have to know the details of the risk entailed. So there have been several jobs I did not take. My business really got based on protecting women because there's only a few people who want to kill a female. They husband or a stalker. Yeah. Two people that's emotionally charged. You can easily deal with that. But they're dealing off emotion. They're going to come beat on the door, smash the windows, they're going to hide in the backyard, stuff like that. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah.
What do you do when you catch a stalker or a nigga like that? Like, I mean,
I get a shot of it.
Yeah.
This shit get crazy.
Like, cause I mean, shit. I feel like, nigga, I'm gonna have my way with you, pretty much.
Now, when you say have your way, what type of things you thinking about?
Nah, you know, you stalking this young lady. You know, you're not supposed to be over here. You got a restraining order. Nigga, I'm finna ram your head into some shit. I'm finna throw you to a pain club.
You out of bounds.
Yeah, for sure.
It's finna get ugly, but right. Oh, we gonna make sure you cry and shit on yourself and stuff like that. You gonna for sure, like, because you gotta make it. You know, like, only thing men respect is danger, bro. Like, so like, and the only thing that so you gonna have to get a motherfucker PTSD, but I'm not the one to repeat that. You know what I'm saying?
And then, so just with the hands, what would you say your most difficult fight has been? Like, what was the nigga that really gave you that run for your money? And was he smaller than you?
Man, just recently, probably about 3 weeks ago, bro, I had a job with this poker player, and he lost probably like $90,000. He was hurt. He lost that 90. I thought he wanted to cry. So we walking out, and he see this Korean dude standing in the front, minding his business. He called himself slapping the Korean dude, trying to pick on him. Korean dude was no joke. I ain't gonna lie, like I tried to get my hands on him, like he got out of that quick.
Jackie Chan.
Like cut my hand with something, like he was the man dropped. The man jumped, kneed me in the ribs. I say, man, a bystander. He thought dude was in it. Leg stuff. Dude, boom, hit his head on the ground. I'm like, damn.
Just a guy.
He was, but see, this is in Vegas. You know, in Vegas, there's a lot of fighters out there. Oh, yeah, it's bad. So, dude was like, oh, he didn't say no words or nothing. He just started getting wild. Silence. He didn't say nothing. When he jumped in me, I said, man, what type of nigga is this? Hold on, we gotta get up out of here, bro. And like, and he wasn't done either. Like, he wasn't done. I say, damn. He like 130, 140. I couldn't grab him. I say, damn, this is a strong little dude. He was dead for real too, bro. He wasn't playing. So we go outside, he come outside.
Oh shit.
He go like this. I say, no, bro, you got it, bro. No, I'm good. I ain't going viral out here. All this 5,000 pressure knock you out.
Right.
I'm out there 6'6", 400, sleep. Korean dude looking like this. Right. I know when to get away, bro. Right. I know when to escape, bro. You gotta know when to escape.
Yeah.
You can't beat everybody, bro.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you defend somebody that you don't like?
I won't take the job.
Like
if I don't like you on the first day, I'm gonna quit.
Okay.
Because if I don't like you, I've been in that jail right there. That's a good question. I've been in that jail. I let some motherfuckers get punched up before. And then I got in, whatever. And then I interviewed, well, like, yeah, I see.
Where was you at?
I said, now watch how you talk to me, bro. Told them the dude was just doing you bogus there. On inside, doing you other things. I was there, right? Run that cheese, bro.
Now,
that's a red dude, bro. We gotta find him. Bro, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. He had an effect on my life. I said, damn. I ain't never in my life had somebody I couldn't grab. And then when we go outside, he coming outside. He not even talking. He's like,
y'all ran into Ryu at the gas station.
yeah. He was gonna call Ken or somebody. Somebody else, Lee come out the room or something. Hold up. Yeah.
Speaking of that,
bro.
Have you ever had a woman like what? How do you handle like aggressive women, like when a woman is trying to do too much?
Palms out.
Yeah.
I keep my towel because I'm a big nigga. I do sweat. But another abuse of this towel is if I have to grab a lady, you got to put this around your hand, bro, and then you got to grab their arm or something. So like, because if they call and say he grabbed me, police come, see giant dude bruises, you're going to jail. So you grab it with this towel, no bruises come.
Man, I seen I asked because one time I was at a club and they was escorting this lady out and she's like, get your hands off me. And she turned around and jabbed a nigga in the eye. And I'm talking about hitting him with a good one. That nigga pulled out some bear mace. And I'm talking about bogus as it, bro. I'm talking about she was drenched in this bear mace.
So imagine that, bro. This mace is made for a 700-pound animal. Man eater. One whiff of that bear a runner. He'll spray over there. He was pissed. Because to get certified to administer certain self-defense stuff like mace, you got to get mace yourself, right? Yes. To get your license and stuff like that. So like, I never got hit with bear mace, but regular mace sucks.
Man.
So I know that bear mace, how you thinking about life? Like, man, I should stay in the crib.
Yeah, I'm about to die.
But the highest paid bodyguard in the world is a woman.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Israeli lady. I ain't gonna say her name on her.
Yeah.
But yeah, she speaks 8 languages, bro. Dangerous. She's dangerous.
Like, just the way she move or the stuff she puts the bodyguard in?
Bro, like, I know she was a sniper before. And then the thing is, like, women scientifically pay closer attention to detail.
Yes.
You feel me? So, like, yeah, the highest paid bodyguard in the world is a female, bro. Like, she a dangerous lady. Beautiful. You feel me? So much.
Okay.
Yeah, the highest paid bodyguard in the world is a female, bro.
Is there a way to be more deadly without a firearm?
Okay. For sure. Yeah, the highest paid bodyguard in the world.
Everybody thinks the gun is like the most.
Your first method to kill someone is a gun. You're not a murderer. You're not a killer.
It's crazy.
What?
And I just always ask everybody going this. Let's say I put you in a building of 100 floors,
Right.
and you at the top. You got to get to the bottom. All you have is a revolver and a knife. Could you get out of that building? And there's 4 men on every floor.
Yeah.
It's a couple. At least one.
Well, you know, don't expect anybody in here. It's all love. But like anytime I go into a room,
You got size.
yeah, I got a plan to kill everybody, just in case.
I mean, bro, that's yeah. I said size niggas up. You said
No,
nah, bro. I feel that. That's
I always got a plan at all.
Like, which nigga going out the window? I mean,
Like when I came in, I made sure both the doors are locked, both are turned. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's your first line of defense. You know what I mean?
Which one would you have killed first out of all of us?
I'm not gonna say that.
If I was you, I'd have killed goofy ass Joker first. You the last survivor, guys. I'm gonna flee my way out. Yeah, you Joker gonna flee. Let's negotiate. I got this YouTube chain. Let's negotiate.
First and foremost, killing other people is wrong.
Yeah, first and foremost.
Like us as humans, like we not meant to kill each other, but throughout history, yeah. And then you always have groups. You always got different groups of men in any community. So you got the guys who will build houses. You got guys who will fix cars. You got guys who can be painters. And throughout history, you had hunters. You had gatherers. And then you always had that group of guys who will come burn your village. So you got to keep that in mind.
Gotta keep that in mind. Speaking of that, someone put a bounty on you?
Yeah, that's been a recurrent theme. So
Yeah,
we got one right now, too.
Damn. Nigga, what's the going rate right now?
Well, I'll send you a video.
Damn, okay. Shit.
In this situation, they have 50 of them. I'm like, damn.
50 ball. Yeah, damn. That's a nigga. What?
They have 50 of them. They have 50 of them, bro.
And if you don't mind, while you put it up, can you speak on why? I mean, I know you about to say it, but for what reason? Is it something you said, something you done, a female you protected? Maybe
right. So like I had referenced earlier, like my main business model is protecting females who got the proper resources. So these guys had I'm gonna send you that video. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that right now. Fuck again. So matter of fact, let me just do this before I start. This is the dark top part. Let's see some stuff. Trying to get interested. Okay, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, Joker, coming to you right now.
Yeah, so this is what you did to the young man.
Yeah. So that's when I had 50 on me. So I had to shoot through the door. And like the dude who said call 911, he got hit in the neck, hit an artery, shot blood all through the ceiling on the porch, everywhere. Oh, let me get it right about that. Yeah, the video I just sent you, that's a situation where I had a bounty on my head. So basically what happened was a group of guys pretty much ran a train on a girl. She was passed out, underage, and we at the spot. Somebody come busting through the door. There's a female. She's like, "Where they on me at?" I'm in the back on the couch, sleep. I hear her calling from me. I'm like, "What's up?" She said, "Look at this." So she told me these purple sweatpants. I'll never forget this. And I'm like, "What am I looking at?" So immediately on the outside of the pants, I see like some like dry white substance, and then like inside the pants, I see a lot of dry blood. I'm like, these are like some little girl pants. What's going on? They did this to my daughter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They bragging about it, making posts on Facebook, calling my daughter a hoe. She an honor roll student. She went over there with her friend, et cetera, et cetera. And she came with a bag of money, bro. Like, she came with a bag of money, bro. Like, and she wanted retribution for this. She called law enforcement and stuff like that. You feel me? I guess they weren't working fast enough for her. And so we had took action into our own hands. I kind of regret doing this, but then I don't, because like that little lady thanks me every day. You know what I'm saying? Her daughter, I became like a mentor to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was just a bad circumstance, which just led to more darkness. You feel me? Because like I didn't know that like they could come up with that much money to put it on me. I didn't know that. So after we found out what was going on, like, people came through spinning, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really trying to get up with me. And like, shout out to the Google gang. Oh no, shout out to them saying. So yeah, well the guys rallied behind me, bro, and like we defeated them. Oh, bro, we had some bloody days though. You know what I'm saying? But we ended up coming out on top. They was bogus though. And Fred, you a hoe. Oh no.
Yeah, Fred. When you have a price on your head, how do you operate in that space? Like,
it's time to turn up. That's what we live for. Let's get it. Call the guys, let them know what's going on, and then now it's time to play ball. What's up? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when if you really in the field, if you really get in that water, if you really get wet, bro, like,
is that a Chicago thing?
Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie. My city, our heads fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, because when I go to other cities and states, like,
niggas own that, but
they own that, but they don't identify with that.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like, okay, we just get on that with you.
Yeah.
But we came to kick it.
Right.
You feel me? We didn't really want you to know that we into this.
Right.
Where we come from, oh yeah.
Everybody on that.
Every, bro, it's the move. I'm getting chills.
Hard pressed to find someone out.
Bro, my city, bro. Think about this, bro. Recently, they just smoked a dude on the street, smoked him. And then they pulled his pants down and spit in his ass on the street outside. Yeah. They taking it to a different level.
Does growing up in Chicago make every place really feel like a walk in the park? Like, and does it dull your senses when you go home?
Now, I'll say this. If you go to any place and think it's a walk in the park, you're a fool. So, like, I feel like the real Chicago boys know that, all right, the level of violence here is not the same, but I'm going to even be more on my P's and Q's now. Because here, that's the most anybody ever said hello to me.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Like, my Uber driver took me to a barbecue restaurant. He's like, you're a big fella, man. You're not hungry? I'm like, bro, I just got off the plane. I've been up 30 hours. I'm hungry. He said, just hang out with me for a second. We pulled up. We brought the beef brisket out, and we went to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, very friendly.
Damn, I like it, Texas.
Southern hospitality, man.
It exists. But where I'm from, hell no. The Uber drivers, they got plastic in the car. You can't even reach them.
Damn.
Well, the man took me to a barbecue spot. He said, you wait right here.
Here's the keys. Car running.
I said, how much I owe you? I cashed out for $15. I'm eating the beef brisket in the car.
Damn.
I said, okay.
You know what's so fucked up about this? But it's like people feel like it's because it really is not that bad. But you have a nigga jump in the Uber car and just try to rob the nigga and shoot him for no reason.
That's just that broke goofy shit. Like this the problem, bro. They made being a crash out cool. Where I come from, you better get a job if you can't hustle in the street. Go to work. Come catch us after work. Like a Uber driver, man. You're not finna have no 100,000 on here, man. So you finna catch a felony to get a debit card and $50. Use a straight third on bro grade. Stupid man with the stupid plan.
God, yeah. Now some folks say robbing is a job. Like, hey, nigga, I'm wake up in the morning, get ready, take a shower, and get out to get to robbing. It's just what.
You got robbers and you got real takers, bro.
Yeah, that's real.
Like real takers, bro. They're not coming outside for less than 50. A robber, you finna take from you stepping over dollars to pick up pennies.
Oh, yeah.
You finna rob this guy to go buy some weed and a drink for later. Use a third. Watch out. You in the way.
So
Stupid man with the stupid plan on bro. Stupid guy.
So to be from Chicago, you actually went pro in the NFL and actually played the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. I got far in football, but I ended up quitting. Like I just showed you, they sued me.
Yeah.
I ended up quitting football, bro, because like all of my homies retarded now.
Take us through that because a lot of people don't, football is a contact sport, probably one of the roughest contact sports.
Collision sport.
Yes.
For sure.
What is your take on that? Like, what does it do playing football? What does it do to the body? What does it do to the brain for that long, that many hits?
Right. So from my experiences, but like it damages your body long term for sure. And like your cognitive ability to suffer if you steady getting repeated head injuries. Like the brain is not meant to take that much trauma. So like NFL players settled a class action lawsuit against the NFL for billions. So imagine how many other people are on the street right
All right, so wow, pretty interesting how bodyguards, what they got to witness and what kind of situations they end up in. Damn, Gucci man. Oh man. I mean, you got the real, and then you got the poser rappers. You got the rappers that will put a hole in you, and then you got the rappers that will act like it on video and then do otherwise, the different. They ain't like that. So I don't know, but Gucci man, what? That made me laugh. Good laughter sometimes is always a positive. But yeah, we're waiting on a possible guest. He's just getting ready. He might be jumping on. I sent him the link, so he should be coming here shortly. During the prelude, we'll do some other stuff.
Popeyes wings are the official wing of watching football. Win the wing game every week with 7 signature flavors, including new sweet and smoky chipotle.
Speaking of flavor,
Those of you who have not seen Corey Feldman's documentary about the two Coreys, oh my goodness, it absolutely blew me away. What those guys suffered as young people and the abuse that Corey is speaking about now is such an important story that needs to be heard. And in the description box below this video are links as to how you can watch it, and I urge as many people to do so as possible. Huge thank you to Corey for joining us. And if you've seen him speaking about the horrors of what happens in Hollywood, you can see he is full of passion. He's speaking from experience, and he's just getting a real powerful message out there. So powerful, in fact, that the debut of the documentary was hacked. He is getting all kinds of threats to his life, and that has made him reconsider even doing a second part. So huge thank you for coming on, Corey. Just as background, could you tell us what got you into acting and how you ended up meeting Corey Haim?
Okay, well, good to see you today, Sean. What got me into acting was my parents. You know, there was no love for acting. There was no dream. There was no wish. There was no desire. I was 3 years old. In fact, most 3-year-olds, I'm pretty sure, don't communicate to their parents any great desire to enter business endeavor. In fact, kids don't know what the words business or endeavor mean. So therefore, I had nothing to do with it, which I think is one of the most troubling details of my whole story. The fact that I've never had a chance to live my own life. I've never had a chance to be the man I want to be, or start any career path, any opportunity, because I've always been nailed down to this is who you are. You are world famous. Everybody knows you. People like to make fun of you. You're going to be harassed for the fact that you're famous. You're going to be bullied because you're famous. You're going to be abused because you're famous. And now we have the right to make you a punching bag and a target because you're famous. And that's really the story of my life. And it's tragic. No child should ever be put into the film industry until they are old enough to make that decision for themselves. It is a life sentence. It is a life sentence. And it's not just a life sentence, but it is intertwined into a dark world of selfishness, greed, and what I'm learning more and more is a connection to the occult. So, you know, I had no idea. I was an innocent bystander. And you know what? The more I've learned, the less I've participated in all of it.
I can't imagine the pressure you must have been under, compounded then by the abuse, which we're going to get to. So how did you meet Corey Haim?
Well, Corey and I met at the set of Last Boy. You know, we were both cast to be in the film together. And that's pretty well documented through the movie and in my book and, you know, many other ways that I've talked about it. And I'll also let you know something else, John, based on the incredible amount of abuse that I've endured in the last 3 years, the incredible amount of terror that my family and I have survived over the past 3 years. I am at a point where I don't even want to mention his name again. I mean, I really don't. I really don't. Because I love Corey. It's very hard to explain talking about your brother. You know, yes, we were actors together. Yes, we did a bunch of movies together. Yes, people see the on-screen part. But what people don't know and people don't realize was every minute that we spent together off screen, which was constant. You know, we were inseparable. And anybody who knew us knew that, except for, of course, when he was living in Canada. He would go off to Canada and he would live there sometimes for 6 months, sometimes 2 years. When he wasn't working in Hollywood, you know, there were many years that he was, you know, forgotten and people didn't work with him at all. I was in the same boat. The only difference is because I stayed here, I would get a lot of independent film offers, and every once in a while, a friend of mine from the industry would help me out and throw me a bone and give me some kind of legitimate work. So it built the story better, where it looked like I had a more consistent career. But at the end of the day, we were both swept under the carpet the second we turned 18. And the thing is, in starting this mission, I wouldn't have done it without Judy Haynes' permission. I wouldn't have started this without her permission. That's why we show in the film the emails back and forth between her and I as we were negotiating the terms of me doing my book, because I wouldn't have done any of this without the permission of the mother of the child who was being abused. So it all started that way. And I mean, one day I guess I would love to just put up the full emails. I don't know how much legal jeopardy I caused myself by doing that, but I would really like people to go to read the whole entirety of the emails, because it's sickening and it's mind-boggling when you see the fact that, first of all, a lot of it wasn't on email. A lot of it was phone calls and conversation. Right after Corey died, I mean, immediately after Corey died, when I saw that he was ignored on the Academy Awards, that's when I blew up. That's when I went crazy. When I saw that they did not give him the respect that he deserved. First of all, let me say he was a brilliant actor. And when I say a brilliant actor, I worked with some of the greatest legends of our time, from Jason Robards, Harry Dean Stanton, Sean Astin, Josh Brolin, just from across the board. I've worked with everybody at some point. I mean, literal legends like I'm trying to think of names right now, but I'm drawing a blank. It's a bit early for me here. but think of like all the great comedy legends, the people that really made, like Milton Berle or Ed Asner, or people that just all these people that have been around in for history. Gene Stapleton. I mean, historic acting legends, and I've worked with all of them. And there was something about Corey Haim that was so unique and so original, and the timing that we shared together, the way that we could roll off of each other. He would make a joke and I would know where to pick up. I would make a joke, he would know where to pick up. The kind of timing that you saw with Laurel and Hardy, the kind of timing that you saw with Abbott and Costello, that great comedic pair, which we experienced in our daily lives, because we made each other laugh so much that we would cry, and we would cry about the pain that we endured, but then we would laugh about it. And look, we were brothers. And when you're brothers, that's not to say that you're going to get along every day. You're going to have fights, and man, did we have fights. We had fist fights. We went to fisticuffs. We had, brawls. He would sit there and tease me and poke at me and nudge me, and sometimes I wanted to strangle him. But that's what love is. That's what brothers are. And anybody who takes some little excerpt from a moment that Corey and I had a fight one day, and Corey goes out to the press and decides to badmouth me, and they'll take that little piece and go, look, you guys were never brothers. He couldn't stand you. He hated you. And you're like, you're going to take a clip out of a moment in time and hold that as this was our relationship? This is insanity. It's insanity. But anyway, the point being that when you share that much love and you share that much brotherhood with an individual, and then I go to the mom, and he passes away, and I see what's happened to him, and I said, listen, we have to stop this. If we don't stand up for him now, if we don't tell people the truth, that he was not a junkie, he was not some washed up movie star, he was not some just loser teen idol who couldn't get a job, the way that they want to portray him, the way they want to portray me. No, none of that qualifies. What qualifies is one certain truth, that this was a brilliantly, wildly, incredibly talented man who was so severely abused and wrecked when he was 13 years old that he never was able to mentally recover. He was never able to emotionally recover, and he was never able to find peace in his heart. And this moment changed him so powerfully and intensely that he was never able to go back and say, this is who I am, this is my sexuality, this is what I want in life. He couldn't put those kind of basic protocols into place because for him, he didn't know what his sexuality was. He knew that he wanted to feel love. He knew he loved women, but he also knew that all he could recognize was the fact that men wanted to be with him. Men wanted to take a part of him. Men abused him and took a part of him since he was a little boy. So that's why he was so confused in his mind. But at the end of the day, does that matter? Why would Judy care? If anybody, her biggest concern is anybody might think that I'm trying to say he was gay. He wasn't gay, first of all. Secondly, who gives a crap? Like, if I was gay, I would openly admit I'm gay. If I had experiences with men. Did that cause gay tendencies? Absolutely. Because that's part of the residual effect of being by the same sex. That's part of the residual effect. But yet, his mother is so terrified of people having that concept that supposedly is the reason why she's done everything she's done. So let me just back up and say, when I first approached her and said, what are we going to do? She says, listen, I honestly didn't know. This is a conversation I shouldn't even be repeating because I don't know, whatever. I'm just going to tell you. She said to me, listen, I want the truth out there. I want people to know what he's been through. And I said, well, we've got to talk about the main one. And she kept saying, Dominic, I want you to talk about Dominic. And I said, okay, I'll talk about Dominic, but you have to give me permission to talk about the other. And the first thing she said was, listen, just between you and I, honey, I didn't even know what happened, on the set of Lucas until just a few years ago. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, he never told me when we were younger. And I said, that's not true, Judy, because I remember us all talking about it much earlier. Like when he was in his 20s, I remember us having those conversations. And she, for whatever reason, had blanked it out of her mind and said she didn't remember. And she said, no, it was like 2 years ago when he finally told me. And she said, he told me the incident of how she remembers him telling her. Now, after that point, I said to her, listen, we need to get together, we need to have a plan, and we need to say the truth. And she said, yes, but I'm so afraid he's going to come after us. There's going to be repercussions. It's going to destroy Corey's image. I said, no, it's not, because we're speaking the truth. I said, you can't fear the truth. You have to just stand up for it. Corey's gone. We can't bring him back. We need to expose this now so that people remember that Corey was an amazing actor and a victim, and he was not a bad guy. He was not irresponsible. He was not stupid. He was not a bad person. He was a victim, and people need to know. So she said, well, I don't think that you should be the one to say it. I think I should be the one to say it. And I said, I agree. You're his mom. I said, so how do you want to do this? And she said, well, you're going to write a book, right? I said, yes. She says, okay, well, you go ahead and write the book. And if you write the book in a way that you don't tell the name, but you kind of set it up, then I can write a kind of a sequel almost. Like I'll write my own book and I'll tell my own version and then I'll give the rest of the details. And I said, well, that sounds great. I'll set it up. You knock it down. And that was the agreement we made verbally to each other over the phone. Fast forward a year later, I have a rough draft of my book. I emailed Judy and said, this is what I'm planning to do. And again, she emphasized, you've got to bring up Dominic, he was the worst one. Well, it's a very interesting case because that wasn't the worst one, because he didn't report it. Okay, it was a consensual relationship, and when I say consensual, Corey was a child, so there's nothing consensual about it. But the way it was talked about, the way it was discussed, was open because yes, Corey invited him there that day via me, and a lot of people online, you know, this wolf pack, these people that Judy's working with, they like to say that I introduced Corey and it's all my fault because I introduced him to him. That's one of the big things that they push around. What people fail to remember is that I was a child. What people fail to remember is that I was a virgin. What people fail to remember is that I had no idea of my own sexuality or anybody else's yet. I hadn't even gone down that road or explored it in any way. So I've got this kid who's like this wonderful kid, and he's already becoming like my brother, but there's something wrong. And that something wrong is that he's over-sexualized, and he's constantly talking about getting laid. And he's constantly talking about needing a woman, needing a woman, needing a woman. I said, I don't have a woman for you. And I didn't understand that. It was very scary, and it was very confusing. I've never been hit on by somebody at all at that point, and literally by somebody that was the same sex. It was very scary, and I didn't understand it. And I knew he wasn't gay, and I knew he loved women, so I really couldn't understand where it was coming from. And yet, he had told me the story already, because he told it to me the day that we met. You know, so all I kept thinking is, if this happened to you, why are you wanting to continue this? As a kid, you have no idea of this. You can't process it. Because how do you tell your friend, I'm not interested in that? How do you tell your friend, you know, that's not normal? So I tried in as many ways as I could, but he kept saying, invite somebody over, invite somebody over. When I said, listen, I don't know any girls. I've never slept with a girl. The only thing I know is I go to these parties. And I went to this party at this guy Alfie's house, and there was this big fat guy there named Dominic who said that he was in love with you. And he says, well, invite him over. Point blank. And I'm like, for what? He said, just invite him over. I said, Corey, what do you want me to do? I don't understand. He's like, just call him up. It's fine. I'll talk to him when he gets here. As a 14-year-old kid who's being told to do that by his friend, why would I do anything else? Because at the end of the day, I was trying to keep us out of a very awkward situation. And again, I was a child. And I was looking for any way to get out of this very uncomfortable, very awkward situation. And this was what he was requesting. Now, again, I didn't understand any of it. I didn't understand that this guy was, you know, going to be him if he came over. I didn't understand that this was an adult and a child and this is illegal and you can't, like, I didn't get any of that. All I understood was he was asking if I knew anybody that wanted to sleep with him. And so I called the one person who had said, I'm in love with him, that I knew would come over and drop everything. So when that happened, they bonded in some weird way, and they ran off together. Like, literally left my apartment and ran off together. Okay, that's the part of the story that people don't understand. They were hanging around on a regular basis. Dominic drove him around. And anybody that was our friend back in the day knows this to be true.
For people who have not watched the documentary then, how do predators access child actors?
Everywhere. I mean, I don't know how it is these days because I'm not in the business. You know, I'm not in. I mean, I'm loosely in the business on the production end. You know, I haven't even started the film in a couple of years because, you know, honestly, number one, I've been completely preoccupied with this. But number two, I don't even know if I feel comfortable or safe on the sets anymore. I don't know who to trust. I don't know who my friends are. Nobody has stood up for me. Nobody has taken me under their wing and said, this kid is telling a very important story and we need to listen. I mean, you hear women reporting on a regular basis and they get paid. They say something and it's like they don't even have to really show that there's any proof behind their allegations. All they have to do is say it. And they're, these brave women coming forward. Let's support them. But yet, I'm talking about kids getting raped. And nobody has supported me. You don't see any advertisements. You don't see any magazine ads. You don't see any hashtags. You don't see any, video with a bunch of celebrities standing together saying, we're here for supporting Corey and his cause. Like you do with Me Too, like you do with Time's Up, like you do with all the other movements. We created Kids Too because kids should have been first. That's why I created Kids Too, because kids should have always been first. But they weren't. They were swept under the carpet. And so it's very, very excruciating and exceedingly difficult to continue beating your head on a path that's getting nowhere. And that's where I'm at. And honestly, when I said at the beginning of this, I don't even want to talk about Corey anymore. I feel like after this interview, Sean, I may never discuss these things again.
Yeah, I had a similar experience. I had a childhood friend. He's over my shoulder. If you can see him, Wildman. He died, and his funeral was just before Christmas. And we were best friends from childhood. It's like we were one mind. We finished each other's sentences. And to lose somebody that close, that one person who I was so synced with, really painful to go through that. So I hear where you're coming from. Now, to be propelled into the media spotlight at such a young age, it must have been always hard throughout your life to determine who were your real friends and who were not. Do you think going through this situation now, the people who have your back, you've proven who your real friends are now?
What real friends?
Surely you have some people who have your back through all of this.
I have my family. I have a group of people on the internet called the Felt Fam. Some of them I know personally. Very few. I'd like to say that I had that support, Sean, but honestly, no. I had it for a minute before the film came out. It looked like it was going to go the right direction. Everything looked like it was going to go the way it should when this type of an expose comes out. Sorry, getting a little choked up. Chuffed, I guess, is what you would say. Leading up to the event, leading up to the premiere.
Hello there, Sigmata. Or AKA Dexter. What's going on, man? What's going on? Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I was hoping to do maybe a late night fighter. Huh?
I just took a little bite of a popsicle while I was waiting backstage.
Yeah. No, I was playing the Corey Haim. Earlier, I played Corey B from Uptown Records, which, according to information, Gene Deal, the bodyguard, is a piece of shit. He can't come to find out he knows a lot more than he leads on to knowing. And Corey B, I think he was a part of Uptown Records, and he's a bodyguard. He had to turn himself into the feds, I think it was today, and give him tapes. And he talked about seeing Justin Bieber, Puffy, he said. And he was talking about butt plugs, making fun of these dudes, man. Like, I mean, like he was going at him. He's like, man, I can't be around that. I cannot be around that. You know? He said he saw minors. I played the whole interview.
Yeah. But he was, so he's going to go to prison for it.
Yeah, more than one person, though. That's the whole thing. And some of these bodyguards, they said Gucci Man, he won't even mess with that dude. He'll put a hole in you real quick. He said he's about the street. He says there's certain ones that are about the street, and then certain ones that are not real like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where like some bodyguards, like if they barricade themselves in a hotel room, they ain't gonna bust in the door unless they have to, because they know already. It's like they said Gucci Man's the type of dude who would put 3 holes in you as soon as you open that door. So yeah, the bodyguard job is definitely a dangerous gig.
Who was that white guy that used to follow him around with an umbrella?
Oh, Clive Davis, I think. Maybe Clive Davis.
Wasn't that his second-hand man?
I don't know. He claims that Clive actually got him into this whole, like, doing this stuff. That's what he's claiming. So
Clyde was his handler for a little while?
No, I mean, he was like basically teaching him about, the gay shit and all that is what he says. And it's quite funny that Clive, whenever he was asked if he knew who Puppy was, and the film people never got the correct answer. He said to him, who? Like he didn't even know who he was. Meanwhile, they have several pictures of them both together. Yeah. So it's like, that's the stupidest fucking, that's stupid. That makes the person look more guilty. And I don't be apologetic about last night, and don't allow anything, you understand? No, because you were highly disrespected. You have not only been highly disrespected on my panel, I already said it this morning. I said I give you credit for standing up for yourself. Just like anybody that comes onto this panel, I always say it. This is a safe haven. This is a place for survivors. This is not a place for drama. It's not a place for, picking at people. And, DJ Cleveland, if you know where I live, man, you know what? Come and knocking, but you ain't coming in. I can tell you that much. You'll be met by 2 police officers. So I do have the message, DJ Cleveland, right under my video, and you telling me to watch my step. That's a threat. We're not allowed to threaten people. People got to stop with that threat tax stuff, because one day.
Who is he part of? The Littles?
I'm sure. I don't know.
Is he corrupt or a moron? That's what I want to know.
Well, he's definitely corrupt, because he told me, "Don't let me catch you."
You either got to be stupid or corrupt to be with those people. Not stupid, but because it takes. It takes a while to figure them out.
Stupid is right. Stupid is right. Stupid is right. No, you're 100% right. Don't back out.
Or corrupt, one of the two. Yeah. Most likely both.
Because you know what I'm saying, it's eventually going to catch up to you. And when I send the t-shirt company that message on my thing, that how how'd you like the Diddy merch at Grindr, that's just going to make it a little bit more obvious.
I was watching the Cryptid Huntress a little bit ago.
Yeah.
He's talking about like the glitching out that you see going on, like that guy behind Kamala Harris, you know, the eyes rolling or whatever back in the head, and the weird things people can do. The glitching out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the glitching out.
The glitching out. Yep.
The others, the whatever they are, the reptilians. And have you seen Katy Perry pull her neck down and do that frog thing?
Yes, I have.
Is that a reptilian trait? I'm just curious.
I don't know. Maybe.
So the rumor is that they're hybrids running this country in the government level. Hybrids or whatever you want to call them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, have you ever also seen that Katy Perry glitch out? She has to touch the side of her temple to get her eye to behave. And that's not the first time I've seen somebody doing that to get their eye reaching up and get that forehead. So they stop the eye from glitching. So what is that? Is that MK Ultra, or is that like Neuralink? You know, because she's pushing something on the side of her face, and her eye is animated differently than the other eye.
Yeah. Trying to think. Something with that, the eye thing. They were talking about that.
Because news anchors will do it too. You know, the eye just starts tweaking out on them, the one eye. I think, yeah, you can look it up. It's just Katy Perry.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you got to say, Zen Ray? Oh God, is this Father Turbo's vowel? Hey, it's so funny that whenever I have Sigmata on, you guys just seem to want to pull on up. Well, he's here. Say what you got to say.
I ain't watching.
Huh?
I ain't looking at it.
The JM, he calls himself. The JM. I thought this was that father that packed your fudge. Oh man. No man, that don't go on this channel. I just cover events, you know, true events, things that happen, you know, stuff like that. I don't get involved with stupid bullying bullshit. And I certainly don't take people's social security numbers, which I will speak out against that again, and use them to your, for what you want to use it for. Because eventually it's going to catch up to whoever is using it, and they're going to be fucked. And I have several pictures of several of you. You just covering up the gay love you share with the father of the cloth. Okay, so this sounds like some ritualistic shit. Are you a Satanist? Because it kind of sounds that way.
It does sound like it.
I think you're a Satanist, and I think
talking to him, I would just erase him.
Well, I'm just having fun. I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing. I'm just asking him a simple question. No, I'm just asking him a simple question, man. That's all.
Okay.
You want to come up on my channel? I'm a new person today. See, I face those people now. I will face those people. No, I never claimed to be a Mason. I don't know where that's coming from. All I said is, are you a Satanist? Kind of sounds like you're a Satanist. Well, I'm not here to speak about Square once again. That's drama being started that doesn't need to be started. Square obviously stays to himself. He don't bother me. I don't bother him, and we keep it moving. That's it. That's how life goes, man. Can't save everyone. Or you can't, sometimes friendships don't last. That's it. Hence why my Facebook is so small in numbers, because I really don't, half of those people mean nothing to me. Okay, who said he said you were a weirdo that does sick shit to kids? Oh, okay. I think you are gonna go for a while. Once you talk about kids in my channel.
I'm already telling you that these people are just here to trigger.
Trigger
me. To be talked to.
Not triggering me. Dad, he's not triggering me at all. I just removed them.
Yeah.
But I give them the benefit of the doubt. You understand? I try to, because then when they say, why'd you block me? Well, because you were being inappropriate in my chat. And this is, once again, a safe haven for people to come and tell their truth. I will not let any of you get in their way. I won't. That's how that works. I don't know who you are. Is this a safe haven? Who are you? Just curious, that way I can weed you out.
I would just weed them out now.
I want to know, because they weren't really, they're not rude. They're not being rude. They haven't said anything.
Yeah, but what kind of person asked if this is a safe haven? Go fuck yourself. And find a face. No, it's not a safe haven. Get out. I mean, why are they asking?
Well, some people might ask because
dumb.
Well, yeah,
like dumb people watching us. Go away.
Yeah, dumb people need to go away.
Mood today, Rocko. I don't have weed. It's been 3 days, so.
I know that feeling. 3 days.
It's going to be a week before you know it, because I'm going to keep going with it.
Well,
for a while. Oh, except for Sundays, always up on Sundays, but.
Well, I believe it's one of the best medications, honestly. Even when
I'm done medicating myself, though. I'm either done with this world or I'm in it, So I'm done medicating it a little bit. But you're right, it does.
Yeah, but people like myself, I need it because of the sleep patterns. And
Oh yeah.
what happens now is I'll smoke like half a joint right before I go to sleep, and I sleep through the whole night. I learned that. Like,
Yeah.
it will put me right out, like sound. I'm napping more now, I'm
Yeah.
eating more now. So it's like I'm getting in, I'm working on myself. I'm building, I'm getting away from that, like, where I want to just be like, not altruistic like that, but I mean, in a sense, maybe,
Yeah. I'm just about what's right. That to me is altruism.
About Tom is kind of like,
and if what's right is taking your damn head off your shoulders, that's what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I'm not a goody two shoes. I'm altruistic about what's right.
Right. But what I'm saying is
yeah,
you're speaking about Tom. It definitely sounded like a me version that flew over, because I did the similar things that he did to you at one point. And I think that was, honestly, I think what it was I didn't want to accept this, because I think that this might have came out about the molestation and all that other stuff. Now that I can accept it, now that I do have therapy, now that I'm, working on self-care rather than self-mutilation, and self-mutilation is one of the most horrible ones.
I do it, so I know.
You can't accept it.
Yeah.
You can't accept it. It's like,
I'm a Fight Clubber, remember?
you are. But with me, it's like
I've been good for a week. No, yesterday I didn't have a good day, but I've been going through withdrawals. So
no, man. You do those pre-rolls, man. Yeah, I kind of went through a little bit of a withdrawal when I did that. I tried them, and I won't. I mean, if I was to like get them again or whatever, I would probably, it would last me a long time, because I would like take a couple hits off of those. It's like you only need like 2 hits.
Yeah.
And it zaps you like 5 seconds, I think it says on the it hits you hard. It comes at you like a ton of bricks. And but what I was gonna say is so when we do this following one, I don't know if you want to call it a docudrama. I don't know if you want to how you want to go about that, because I definitely want you to talk with your friend about it, though, and maybe
he's as much of my friend as yours, but maybe because I've talked to him a little bit longer.
Well, it would be a little bit better for you, because you'd be able to explain certain things. You know what I mean? I'm still very cautious on what I say, because, you know what I mean? I don't want to, what do you call that? When you get you think that it's a real memory, right? But then you're in a blockage, right? And you come to find out that wasn't even a real memory. That's why, like, for me, like, I say this as well. A lot of people in SSP have been abused in their life, because a lot of times, a lot of this stuff, I've spoken to a lot of the old timers out there in Long Island about, Montauk, and they're looking at these people and they're calling them schizophrenic. You know what I mean? Like they're like, I don't remember, like, no, that was not what Montauk really was like. I think people have taken that whole Montauk, and has used it to make, and to make a lot of money off of it. You understand? it's kind of like what's going on right now. Everybody is trying to go at Diddy because they know he's got money. I mean, he ain't got that much, but why would you think, you know what I mean, after already the lawsuits that he's already been hit with? I think one was like 30 mil or something. I can't remember, but it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money. A lot. Enough to survive the rest of your life where you don't have to do a fucking thing. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I don't know, but that's the whole thing. But like, yeah, I definitely, I mean, he's the type of dude. You said he's got the filming equipment to do so. And you know a little bit more about my story because I've explained it to you, so you can explain it to him in a different fashion. You know what I mean? Like, where there is that part, right? There is that part of being involved in the covert operations and you know, being used in certain things. Yeah, some of that is real, but is all of that real? No, because some was created when I was splitting and starting to have these memories come back. And then when I realized that there was something that I never accepted, and I had to dig deep into it, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, dig deep into it. And why I was so angry, and now I'm more happy. And that's why I said, if somebody's not saying something negative on my page or whatever, go ahead, listen to what I'm saying. Then I know, you know what I mean? Maybe my message is coming across, you know, for the right people. Because when this video goes off, whoever hears it, you know, I hope you find the courage, you know, to come out and tell your truth. And this is huge with rape victims, especially male rape victims that have been, you know, abused or raped by a male as well. You know, that is humiliating to a T.
Gay or straight, it's humiliating, gay or straight.
Yeah,
people that were raped multiple times and that ruined their sex life.
It does. It does. You know, it does. It ruins it. It's
not
like
just straight. Yeah, it's all around. Rape is rape. So it ruins people's lives, especially the male on male thing. If you're straight, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what. That's where my thinking. You know what I'm saying is. Yeah, that's just it. That's and it's hard. It's hard to come out and talk about it.
Yeah,
it's hard to come out and talk about, you know, being beat by belts and it's another male and you know, so on and so forth. And I'm not afraid to speak about my story anymore. I'm not, because I know that there are people out there that need to hear these words that come out of my mouth. There is a purpose for me doing what I'm doing. There is a purpose why I want more people to come in here that are survivors. Remember, you are not a victim. You are a survivor. If we get out of that victim mentality, we get even stronger. And I'm learning, if I continue to face my fears on a daily basis, I'm sure same thing with Sigmata, is if you face your fears, you get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And every time you fall and pick yourself back up, the longer you go without falling, if you understand what I'm saying. And falling could just be an argument with somebody, one of your friends, or, you know, or whatever. But then you pick yourself up, you say, okay, I know I was in the wrong, and you now recognize what the issue is, what happened that time, and now work on that. So little by little by little, that's why I say the healing process takes so long. It takes lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to heal overnight. If you think that, and you know, no disrespect to the psychics out there, but you know,
Yeah,
you know, I have to say,
I
you
shut
know,
mine down.
you know, healing is a lifetime process. And no, we don't have all the answers. No, we don't. That's why we gotta come in unity to build the community. You understand? Because if there's no unity and there's just division and there's fighting and there's trash being thrown around about people and you know, talking bad about people and putting them out on the web as being something that they're not and defaming their character, there's just no need for that at all, point blank, period. Even if I don't like somebody now, I just say block. That's it. And it's done. It's over. It's move on. I don't need this person in my life, obviously. That's it. And no looking back. Because if you look back, there's going to be a repeated cycle. Because that's what I've learned. Was every time I unblock somebody, they'll become my friend. But the next thing you know, if I do one wrong thing, oh, he's you know, no, thank you. I'm not Arkeem. I'm not going to give you 2 chances. I'm going to give you 1 chance and you're out. That's it. I don't give but 1 chance. That's how I rock. I mean, now, if it's a little bit of a bickering back and forth type thing, then maybe I'll just separate myself from the whole situation and look for better things to do with my time and speak with people and work on my life and work on what I got to do to better me. There's not a big deal in being selfless or selfish.
I gotta check the door 1 second.
I'm gonna say just turn it out. Yeah, so this is a safe haven for anyone, especially if you are a rape victim, SRA, once again, MK Ultra, you know. I don't really know with the whole SSP thing. I'm starting to think that there's some kind of disease going around with SSP. Kind of like a bug that just goes around that, you know. Yeah, for sure. And, you know, we gotta speak out about what has happened to us. We have to. like I always say, I hear your voice, I hear your cry, I hear it. I hear it. One thing that really is disturbing to me also is Amber Alerts. Whenever I get an Amber Alert on my phone, I get nervous, especially when it's a baby. And because when it's a baby, why, you got to think about that for a second, right? A baby being stolen. This is what I mean with this world has come down to. You can't even go into a store without worrying about somebody walking up to your carriage and taking your child. That.
Well, forget about that. Halloween's coming up, and we already know what's going to happen. We already know what's going to happen.
Oh, I know. That's
The
all
white
right.
vans come out.
Yeah, no, I know. I know. And
all the sacrifices happen.
The rituals happen out there, and the
I'm shield myself over against.
Yeah.
Shielding myself the next.
Halloween is the night to definitely, protect yourself for sure. I'm not going to sit back and negate that at all. But at the same time, you don't want to hype yourself up too much.
No.
You know what I mean? But I do know, living on Long Island in New York,
but the demons can't come in unless they're invited.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
So it's just good to be protective and just know what, protect your doors. And
well, I have all the crystals, and I have all the, I already have a grid in the house with the tetrahedric star system, and it really does do its job, because like even I've noticed with the it does like this like energetic, I feel like a real energetic, it's hard to explain how that it just heightens,
I'm trying to clear out what's inside me right now, whatever entities have attached to you throughout your life, the jumpers, the ones that jump into you.
Oh, those
I think Cryptus Huntress was talking about it, but I'm familiar with what she's talking about because Veronica and I have been talking about that. What's inside you is where you gotta. I mean, you can put a shield up all around you all you want, but if something's inside you, then it's still there. So, and there's a lot of things that will reside inside you for whatever the reason. Sometimes they come in to allegedly help you. I saw you as a baby, you had trouble breathing, and so I came in to help you breathing, and then hung out and fed off your energy.
Right. Well, yeah, that's why, like with paranormal and stuff, it's like you got to be extra careful.
Yeah, you got to
like people that do this stuff, man. It's dangerous.
But just in general, we pick up stuff. So I want to shed all the stuff that I got in me, because I think that's the next step I need to do, and that'll be some parasitical cleanses as well, because they go hand in hand. It's just symbolic.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah,
I did a bath today. That's what took me so long to get on here.
I did a salt bath. Yeah,
I did salt. I did the salt, and I did menthol and all that kind of stuff in there. And the I usually do borax, half a box of borax, and then there's Dead Sea salts if I have those from the Dead Seas. I put a little bit of baking soda in there today. I don't know why, but I decided I wanted to do that. And now I have to research if baking soda does anything for your bath. I don't know. But I'm always trying to clean off those micro, nanotech type stuff or whatever that's inside of stuff we shed. Because I live in one of those environments most of the time, where there's shedding and stuff involved.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta shut. Yeah, it's gotta. Yeah, it's gonna take time. You said it's a cleansing.
Yeah, you live by yourself, so you're lucky, you know, but I don't. I live with those that are vaccinated, and so I have to clean from that. They're vaccinated and boosted.
Yeah.
And that stuff crawls off of them onto you, right? So I have to cleanse it off.
Can, yeah, it can. It definitely can. It definitely can.
Yeah. The rumor is, you know, so I try to at least, you know.
But I'm sure you feel a lot better now.
Mm-hmm.
The bath helped.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is day 3, so I needed to take one anyways, just to get off all the bad energy anyways. Why are they always putting freaking portals on everything? Do you see it on there? Hold on.
Yeah, I saw it. See it. Yeah.
Yeah, the things I use for jewelry making or whatever.
Well, I see that. Yeah. A lot of portals.
Why? Why did they put a portal on this? What are they trying to collect from me? My creativity? What is that portal for? Seriously, why do they have it on here? Are they trying to create?
I know.
Why would they put a portal on your tool? I mean,
why would they?
maybe it empowers their company. Maybe they're not trying to suck something out of you. Because I'm like, there's got to be a reason. I mean, it's not just like, oh, cool, we put a portal on our stuff, you know. There's got to be some sort of magic to this. And you see, and then I use it and protect myself from it. So I have to now cleanse this.
You close that portal.
To go throw it in the bath. My water, just kidding. I already drained it, but close it. Which way is it going? It's going left, so this one doesn't have one.
Good to go?
For now. I'll have to do it every time I use it, but yeah. I feel better. Sitting next to him, I just didn't realize it had a portal. It's random, I know, but I mean, fuck, you just pick up an object and there's a portal on it.
This portal's
symbol. I mean, it's technology, you know.
These tetrahedric stars that I showed you.
Yeah.
They are portals. But
mine good portals.
But yeah.
Portal openers and
they're good. They're good. They're connective portal. You know what I mean? They're good.
Tom said that before. He says, you know, they throw all these portals and stuff in these cartoons to tell us like portals, you know, and then they make all this stuff that portals are bad, but we're actually portal openers and closers and creators as humans. It's one of our strengths. And so we should be opening up good portals instead of just saying all portals are bad. I don't know. That's just his theory.
Oh, his?
Mm-hmm. So we can open portals and close them, right? That's what they use us for.
Yeah.
And so he says they're trying to teach us in movies that portals are bad, but they're only bad if, you know, they're only bad if they're intended to be bad, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So yeah, man, I can't believe that Justin Bieber hit the floor. This guy said from drinking too much. He gave him a bottle and they knocked him out for some reason.
Justin?
Yeah.
Probably the drugs, the Quaalude, whatever you call that, the cocktail.
Whatever that pink stuff, yeah. Pink cocaine with the mixture. But it's a liquid. So it goes right into the liquid. You would never know it. You know what I'm saying? And there's like THC and all different kinds of shit in it. Methamphetamines. There's tons of different drugs in it. But it will completely knock you for a little while. And then you'll wake up and and not remember anything. Very powerful.
So who was saying that? One of his bodyguards or something?
I don't think it was his body. It was somebody, I believe, that worked with somebody. He's got a beef with one of Puffy's bodyguards because he's a liar. The guy's a liar. Gene Deal is a correction officer. And he didn't work with Puffy as long as, some of the others. And he's making it sound like he's done all this and that. And you know how it goes. I stay up to date on it all, man. 6ix9ine was arrested. So yeah, everybody, there you go. If you're new, that's a new thing that came up. 6ix9ine was arrested. Maybe I should let me find that. Hold on a second.
You know who I'd like to see is the Real 11. You said you had a picture of her, or you just saw a picture of her?
I have it. I'll show it to you, but
so I can get it in my head instead of Penny Sheffers.
Don't even mention that name. Yeah, she's horrible, man. She does do
black magic.
Yeah, so watch what you say, because I got attacked that night after. Spiritually attacked. Yeah, I did. I kind of figured it was going to happen. Yeah, I don't know what Tom's thinking.
He's not.
No, I mean, and as far as why he did
or her. That's sad, man. I don't know. Bunch of broken people trying to hold themselves up together. Seems like I'm not a broken person. I don't bend, I don't break,
Wow.
And if I do break, I mean, I'm going to be like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I mean? I won't even be here. I'll be like walls and everything else, in the crazy home with the white walls. I won't even be inside the body. I'll be broken.
Listen to this.
But that's what Tom reminded me of. It's like a bunch of broken people trying to hold each other up like crutches.
I never knew
I thought he was stronger than
Okay, so Aaron Carter, I never knew this.
Do you regret ever getting involved in?
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old. Because when I did MTV Cribs,
Sick of this. Sick of these people. Sick of these haters and jealous people in real life too. And when all I did was protect that girl. All I did.
The mysterious death of Aaron Carter could be related to Diddy. These are the types of headlines that have been popping up lately after shocking reports surfaced alleging that the feds are taking a closer look at Aaron's suspicious death and his past connection to Diddy.
moments away from Aaron's very first performance in the UK in front of 10,000 screaming girls who, from the sounds of it, have got a bit of a crush on Aaron.
So the feds are reportedly getting ready to update Diddy's existing indictment and add more charges. And we're hearing they're now looking at all the suspicious deaths of people who had connections to Diddy, including the late teen idol Aaron Carter, who sadly passed away on November 5th, 2022. One day after Diddy's birthday. Aaron was a 2000s teen heartthrob and little brother of Backstreet Boys' Nick Carter. But after his early fame, he struggled a lot with mental health issues and substance use. And allegedly, this was all tied to some traumatic incidents from those early days in the industry. And now there's some photos resurfacing of Aaron hanging around Diddy back in the day. And fans are speculating that Aaron may have been one of Diddy's youngest victims. But that's not all. See, Aaron was very vocal in the months leading up to his death, and he claimed he knew things about some powerful people in the industry. He posted a bunch of cryptic posts, and just before he was found unresponsive in a bathtub, Aaron reached out to none other than Kanye West, asking if they could talk. And here's where the rabbit hole gets even deeper. Kanye later claimed that Aaron was taken out by Harley Pasternak, Kanye's former personal trainer and rumored MK Ultra celebrity handler, said Kanye he would institutionalize him.
None of these Jewish soccer
relation
in the episode. Harley Pasternak followed me to the hotel, killed Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't play the Backstreet Boys sample.
Now, if you're wondering how this ties back to Diddy, well, Kanye has also claimed that Diddy threatened on behalf of unnamed Jewish people, and one of them was allegedly Harley Pasternak. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. The feds are now also reportedly looking into allegations of Diddy using poison as his method of choice to silence people. And Aaron Carter, Kim Porter, and Jamie Foxx are apparently the three individuals whose death and near death in Jamie's case are now being reinvestigated. And now on top of that, sources are saying that Aaron is ready to disclose major secrets about Diddy, maybe even linking him to this rumored ring of Hollywood PDF files to target young entertainers.
Yeah, Diddy got him
so
sick.
Could it be that Aaron knew something that was about to
Diddy got him really badly
What exactly
sick.
happened to Aaron in his final hours?
And I'm begging you and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can so I can move to an undisclosed location where I am safe. My realtor won't sell my house. They're all involved in this, and they're trying to keep me there.
Just when it seemed like Aaron Carter was getting his life back on track, news broke on November 5th, 2022, that he was unresponsive in his home and declared DOA. Now, we know Aaron struggled with addiction and mental health issues for most of his adult life, but there were still a lot of unanswered questions about what really happened in his final moments. So at first, most people just assumed Aaron had relapsed and either OD'd or possibly taken his own life. The police also initially didn't consider his death suspicious. However, a ton of strange and disturbing details have come to light about Aaron's last hours over the past 2 years. The first police report claimed that a housekeeper found Aaron's body in his bathtub. However, the cause of death wasn't publicized right away. This article, published by the LA Times 2 days after Aaron's death, says that the LA County's coroner's office performed an autopsy on Aaron, but officials deferred declaring a cause of death pending chemical tests. Now, it usually takes a few weeks for the toxicology report to be finalized. However, it wasn't until April 2023, 5 whole months after Aaron's death, that they finally shared the results with the public. That's when the LA County Medical Examiner coroner ruled that Aaron's death was accidental, citing drowning after taking and inhaling compressed gas. So when news first came out about Aaron's cause of death, most fans already assumed it was linked to substance use. Because for years, the headlines focused on his battles with addiction, and Aaron was always pretty open about it. On top of that, Aaron also dealt with ED and body shaming issues, and just a few years before he passed, he had to seek treatment for those struggles.
Erectile dysfunction. That's drugs.
Okay, to fill up my face.
So because of all of Aaron's mental health struggles, some people also speculated that he might have taken his own life, especially since his relationship with his family was strained and he had almost no real support system around him. But then things started to take a weird turn, and a lot of people online started saying something seemed off about the official story. Fans started digging up old videos Aaron had posted in the days before his death, and in many of these videos, he talked about feeling unsafe in his home and being scared for his life.
9 days ago, Aaron Carter had this to say.
Afraid for my life. Anybody else have neighbors from hell, or am I the only one too? They don't deserve an explanation, sweetheart. None of them do. No, they don't, and that's why I'm just moving. My property is completely secluded. These neighbors have been the scariest, worst people. I was threatened by them, by a gang.
Now, to give you some more clues, it was reported that Aaron's neighbors, Anthony and Amanda Shaval, who were both medically trained, tried to help him after hearing a 911 call over a police scanner. But here's where things get strange. Aaron's house sitter refused to let them inside the house. According to the Daily Mail, Amanda, who's a registered nurse, grabbed her defibrillator bag and was ready to assist. But when they got to the door, the house sitter told them she couldn't let them in. Amanda later mentioned that the woman actually locked the front door and she could hear her running away from it. What makes this even weirder is that the house sitter apparently also tried to stop the police from getting inside when they showed up just minutes later. You gotta admit, that's sketchy, because even if she didn't recognize the neighbors, why would she try to keep the police out? What if there was still a chance to save Aaron? But that's not all. There was another theory that involved Aaron's ex-fiancée, Melanie Martin. See, about a year before Aaron passed, it was reported that Aaron broke up with Melanie because he found out she was conspiring with his family to put him under conservatorship.
But apparently she was in communication with his family to put him under a conservatorship. Or at least that's what he thinks she's doing. Yes, the same type of conservatorship that Britney Spears fought years to get out of. So, of course, Aaron Carter is very upset at Melanie Martin. They split up.
Melanie was also previously arrested for putting her hands on Aaron, and Aaron later revealed in a YouTube video exactly what Melanie had done to him.
My ex-girlfriend is now in jail for she ripped my trachea out. She ripped my arms open. She ripped my back open, and she punched me where I got my tooth pulled and I put it off. So, and then hurt my trachea so bad that I can't speak.
Aaron eventually filed for a restraining order against Melanie, and he also filed for custody of their son. Now, it's not clear if Aaron and Melanie managed to work things out prior to his death, because they reconnected right before his passing. However, fans thought it was weird that as soon as Aaron died, Melanie brought 2 moving trucks to the house where he was found. At the time, the police investigation was still ongoing, so it's pretty strange she was allowed to do that. Also, why did she need 2 truckloads when she didn't even live there full time?
And today, his kid's mother is here at the property with 2 moving trucks. As you guys can see, the sheriff's department, they are here as well.
With all the sketchy stuff going on with Aaron's fiance, some fans started speculating that she was also one of those paid Hollywood handlers. Now, as for Aaron's family, their relationship was always very toxic. Aaron previously accused his brother Nick of mistreating him, and he also claimed that their late sister Leslie did things to him she never meant to do when he was just 10 years old.
Is there any guy fighting Tyson, right?
I'm gonna go to sleep at 12. Then go to sleep at 12. But please don't miss it. You say this every night. Yeah, but let me tell you something real quick. You gonna turn the music down and respect me. All right, spit in my face. All right, all right, my face. All right, you're gonna respect me. Don't spit in my face. Don't spit in my face, Nick. Don't spit in my face. I'm sick of you doing this. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. What are you doing? You're gonna respect. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You're gonna respect my house. What are you doing?
But hold up, because it gets even creepier from here. So some sources are saying that Hollywood elites, the same ones who have allegedly been protecting Diddy for years, were actually behind Aaron's tragic death. So apparently Aaron was getting ready to expose the industry higher-ups right before he died. And the very last thing Aaron tweeted on November 4th, just one day before he was found unresponsive, was this: "Yo, Kanye, let's talk, man to man." So you probably remember how Kanye was catching major backlash in late 2022 for his comments about the people running Hollywood. He lost almost all of his business deals and half his money within weeks. But that wasn't even the worst part. Just days before Aaron tried reaching out to Kanye, Kanye exposed his personal trainer, Harley Pasternak, for threatening to institutionalize him. Kanye even shared text messages from Harley, and in one of them, Harley gave Kanye an ultimatum: saying he would either sit down and talk with him, or he'd send him to an institution where they medicate the crap out of you and go back to zombie land forever. Harley also added, playdate with the kids just won't be the same. And if you're wondering how a celebrity personal trainer could have the power to institutionalize someone, well, it turns out Harley Pasternak worked with the Canadian government's Department of National Defense. In fact, he was employed at a military facility that researched different substances and psychological operations. But it wasn't just Harley who was threatening Kanye after he started exposing the puppet masters in the industry. Kanye also revealed that Diddy was texting him nonstop and trying to meet him in person. At the same time, Harley was telling him he had to sit down with him and talk. Diddy texted Kanye several times asking for his address. However, Kanye didn't fall for it, and he wrote back, "This ain't a game. I'm gonna use you as an example to show the Jewish people that told you to call me that no one can threaten or influence me. I told you this was war. Now go on and get you some business." But just when we thought this whole story couldn't get any more disturbing, reports recently surfaced alleging that Diddy might have done something to Aaron when he was a young pop star. See, Aaron's mom and dad were one of those stage parents who pushed their son into the music industry way too early and left them in the care of managers and handlers. And word on the street is that Diddy targeted Aaron and pulled him into his world of wild parties. And allegedly, that's how Aaron's addiction to substances started.
Okay, that would make sense.
Connect the dots between all these mysterious
Makes
deaths
sense,
and
right?
connections.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll finally get the real truth of what happened to Aaron Carter. Because you know what makes the story even more heartbreaking? Aaron might be just one of many boys Diddy targeted and traumatized.
And it's a scary thing. Yeah. And it's not something that we're trying to scare people, but it's a thought that it forces you to go, because you and I were forced at a young age. Me, because I was doing a lot of drugs, and I was actually so deep into it, and no one really knew that I was, my security was checking my pulse at night to see if I was alive,
Justin Bieber just welcomed his first child with his wife Haley, a son named Jack Blues Bieber. But the happy news has been sadly overshadowed by reports that Justin is still struggling with mental health, allegedly due to unresolved trauma from his early days in the music industry. Now, you know how rumors have been flying around that Justin was victimized by Pete and possibly other people in the industry. And now that Diddy is facing a new lawsuit from a man who claims Diddy raped him at one of his parties back in the day, fans are again raising alarm about Justin and his passion for
God, man, like
Meanwhile,
this guy
close
is
to Justin are saying
every
his loved ones
man
are
in the
extremely worried
industry.
because despite welcoming his first child, Justin's behavior hasn't changed, and he was
his
recently again
son.
spotted lashing out at young fans. According to Justin's friends, he has severe anger issues that he hasn't addressed, and apparently it all stems from some trauma from his early days in the industry. So what's going on with Justin Bieber? Is his behavior really the result of something horrifying that happened to him at the hands of Diddy and other industry folks? Let's break it down.
My security was checking my pulse at night to see if I was alive,
A new Diddy lawsuit. So there's this inmate, Derek Lee Cardello Smith, who just managed the brakes on Diddy's plans to sell any of his mansions or major real estate. And it's all connected to something that Cardello Smith claims happened to him at one of Diddy's parties back in the 90s. Diddy and his legal team recently made a trip to visit Cardello Smith in jail, where they tried to offer him a $2.3 million settlement. Why? Well, Cardello Smith claims that back in 1997, at one of Diddy's parties, Diddy spiked his drink and raped him while he was unconscious. So Diddy's team hoped that by offering this huge payout, they could avoid a lawsuit over the allegations. The whole meeting went down in the jail's visitor center, and the attorneys who were there are essentially witnesses to what some are calling Diddy's indirect confession. So according to his complaint, Cardello Smith claims that back in 1997, he was working as a bartender at a Detroit restaurant when he got invited to a party at the Holiday Inn where Diddy was hanging out.
Diddy always went for the young
said that
ones.
initially his impression of Diddy was positive and he seemed surprisingly down to earth. But
That's
then
what I'm
things
saying.
took a
It's-
seriously dark turn. Smith said
And it
he ended
doesn't
up
just have
involved
to
in
be
a
music.
encounter with some women and
He's an
Diddy. But when
entrepreneur,
Diddy started
so-
showing interest in him, Smith quickly moved to sit on a couch. Smith then went to get another drink, and Diddy offered him one, insisting he drink it.
Oh,
Smith,
what?
thinking it was
He
just another
made him
whiskey,
drink
went
it.
ahead and drank it.
Oh,
But
my-
soon after, he started feeling dizzy and began to pass out. That's when
See
Diddy
what I'm
allegedly
talking about?
revealed that he'd added a little something to the drink and told Smith that he'd get what he wanted one way or another.
I then went to get another drink, and
Oh
Sean
my
asked me if I
God,
needed
he'd
something
get
else.
whatever
I
he
said
wanted.
no, and he said, "Here, drink this one."
Yeah,
I thought it was
that's
another
Diddy.
glass of Jim Beam,
That's Diddy.
so I took it because I had sat one down in the other room, and then I drank some more, and I stayed sitting there and began getting drowsy and started to pass out. And then Sean Combs said to me, "I added a little something to it for you. I will get that from you anyway, one way or another."
Oh my
I
God.
then passed out.
So fast forward to the present, and Cardello Smith is going after Diddy for a jaw-dropping $100 million.
Oh my
Now, shortly
God,
after Smith filed
Cardello.
his lawsuit, Diddy put his Los Angeles property up for sale, the same property that Homeland Security raided back in March. But Cardello Smith was not having it and argued in a motion for a temporary restraining order that this sale was a move to make sure he wouldn't get any money if he won the case. The judge actually agreed with Cardello Smith and ordered a 90-day freeze on the sale of Diddy's property.
Oh,
And these shocking
wow.
details from Cardello Smith's lawsuit have reignited those old rumors about Diddy's creepy behavior toward his young male stars, with Usher and Justin Bieber back in the spotlight. Justin's past with Diddy. You don't need to be a hardcore believer to see that Justin has been going through some serious stuff. Once upon a time, Justin was the king of teen pop, seemingly unstoppable. But then things took a nosedive, and it felt like his love for making music just disappeared. Last year, Justin sold off his entire music catalog for $200 million, and then, out of nowhere, he canceled his world tour the very next month. Now, we all know about that infamous video of Diddy and
He had
Justin
to
spending
cancel
48
it.
hours together when Justin was just 15. But see, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and there are now rumors swirling that Diddy didn't just take advantage of Justin when he was new to the industry. Allegedly, he might have even passed him around to some of his industry friends. And word on the street is that there's a ring of PDF files in the entertainment industry who all cover for each other.
Oh my
So you know how
God.
Usher also used to live with Diddy when he was young at the so-called Puffy Flavor camp? So this
Puffy
was apparently
Flavor.
L.A. Reid's idea. And
What?
while we're on the topic of Reid, he's dropped some questionable comments about Justin Bieber before, fueling rumors that he might have had a hand in introducing Justin to Diddy, just like he did with Usher back in the day. In one interview, Reid even called Justin a gift from Usher.
14-year-old Justin Bieber walks into my office as a gift from Usher, who called a few minutes before and said, "Hey, I'm coming to your office at 3 o'clock. I have a very special gift for you." And he shows up with Justin Bieber. And Justin sits down and plays piano. Then he picks up his guitar and plays. And I'm like, oh my God, right? Are you serious? And that day, we made a deal to sign Justin Bieber also.
And then in his memoir, L.A. Reid made some weird comments
money.
about Justin's physical appearance, comparing him to a beautiful woman. This kid was beautiful like a woman can be beautiful, and men rarely are, Reid wrote, and he turned it on as soon as he stepped into the room. Now, many of Justin's fans are convinced he was used and traumatized as a young star, and some have even speculated that Justin tried to drop hints about what happened to him, but no one took him seriously. Take, for example, Justin's music video for his 2020 track, Yummy. The video shows Justin at a fancy dinner party with a bunch of rich older people, and they're being entertained by a band of young musicians. At first glance, it all seems pretty normal. But things get weird as the video nears its end. After everyone clears out, there's this old dude hanging around in the background behind Justin. Then, just as the video wraps up, you see a slice of cake transform into a photo of young Justin. And that final shot felt totally out of place compared to the rest of the video, prompting fans to wonder if Justin was dropping cryptic hints about some shady stuff he's been through in the music industry.
Like Pizzagate
Meanwhile,
type
more
stuff,
creepy
you
videos
know?
have surfaced of Justin partying with Diddy and his industry friends. Like this footage of Diddy and The Game encouraging Justin to drink alcohol. And if you pay attention, you'll see that Justin is already completely wasted. And if that's not enough, you can clearly see his hands slipping down.
Welcome to the family. Yeah, that lasted pretty long, didn't it? That was a good family for you.
And let's not forget
Drinking
about this
alcohol.
other clip making the rounds.
Crazy.
Trey Songz and Odell Beckham Jr. were partying with Justin, and it looks like Justin was on his knees in front of Odell doing who knows what.
What?
Yeah, man, this is all real.
Rumor has it that Diddy was the one who pushed
He
Justin.
was down on his knees in front of Adele.
He started using substances
I don't know
as a way
what.
to escape
You
from
know what,
everything.
man?
There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything. You have all these people around me just kind of hanging on, wanting stuff from me, knowing that like I was living this lifestyle that they also wanted to live, drinking, smoking.
What makes this whole situation even more heartbreaking is that Justin had no one he could really trust. Every time he thought he found an adult who could help him, they ended up taking advantage of him instead. After allegedly being traumatized by Diddy, Justin sought comfort in religion. But sadly, he got caught up in those sketchy celebrity churches that prey on celebs desperate to escape the dark side of the industry. And get this, last year, word got out that Justin hired TriStar Entertainment, the business management company owned by Lou Taylor, Britney Spears' former manager, who's rumored to have played a big role in orchestrating Britney's conservatorship. It's like he jumped out of the frying pan and into the fire. Meanwhile, internet detectives uncovered that Lou Taylor wasn't just a business manager. She used to be a board member at Justin's old church, Hillsong. And if that's not wild enough, she's also married to Rob Taylor, a pastor who founded another celebrity church called Calvary Chapel. Fans then started digging into Hillsong, and what they uncovered was shocking. Turns out this church had
go in 1 minute.
full of controversies and scandals, including some pretty serious crimes against young people.
The decisions taken by Brian Houston, the founder and leader of the Hillsong Church.
And it makes some people out there so angry.
Decisions made while he was head of the Pentecostal movement, the Assemblies of God in Australia.
Devil does go around as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour.
The predator was his own father, Frank Houston, a high-profile pastor who used his position of power to whip young boys.
Confess your sin to the Lord, and he'll blot it out.
But despite all the scandals, Hillsong had a major comeback in the mid-2010s, and a lot of that was thanks to celebrity endorsements, Justin Bieber being one of the biggest names attached to the church. Justin and his wife Haley were regulars at Hillsong for years. In 2014, Justin even moved in with his pastor, Carl Lentz, for a few months. And get this, according to Rolling Stone, Justin was baptized by Lentz in a bizarre 2 a.m. ceremony in the bathtub of former NBA star Tyson Chandler. But that's not all. Around this time, some super strange photos and videos started circulating online, showing Justin and Carl looking way too close for comfort. And who could forget that infamous interview, where Justin looked like he was high as a kite, while Carl and another pastor seemed like they were worried Justin might spill something he wasn't supposed to.
I want to live a life that's closer to God than ever before. Absolutely. Justin?
Samesies. Carl, I wanna get close like that wisp. Here's to Justin. No, I want to get better. That's why we all love people more. I just want to love Carl more. You're doing a good job with that.
Oh my God.
Justin, this is your second time at Hillsong Conference. Yes. And what's different this time about being here? I just think my faith grows every day. So my faith is stronger than 2 years ago.
And then there was that video that popped up showing Justin and Carl Lentz in a pool, looking like they were about to kiss. Justin's friendship with Carl took a nosedive in November 2020 after Carl got fired from Hillsong for cheating
I'll be around later too.
another woman.
You'll
But
be back
instead of
on?
stepping away from the celebrity church,
I'm going to be gone an hour.
Haley
So.
joined
All right,
another
yeah, I
sketchy
might go
megachurch
on in an
called
hour
Church
again
Home.
too.
Now
Yeah,
here's
she said she's got to do something, so the show's only going to be an
probably
hour
heard
long.
those rumors about
It's gonna be
Justin
quick.
and Haley being in an arranged marriage, right?
All right,
Justin
well, I'll
himself
be
has
on here.
joked about it before.
Okay.
I think because
All right,
she was
see,
raised
hey, you
Christian,
can
and
get back
I think
onto that link.
they found out that like I think it was an arranged marriage. I'm pretty sure. I'm not looking back now. I'm like it was definitely an arranged marriage. Like they set this whole thing up.
But was Justin really just joking, or is there some truth behind those arranged marriage rumors? Here's the scoop. Word on the street is that Judah Smith, the lead pastor at Church Home and a close buddy of Haley's dad, Stephen Baldwin, played a huge role in convincing Justin to marry Haley. Apparently, Stephen was all about the idea of Haley tying the knot with a major pop star. So Stephen reportedly hit up his friend Judah, asking him to convince Justin to pop the question to Haley. But why would Judah agree to help Stephen with the whole Justin and Haley situation? Well, rumor has it that Stephen allegedly promised Judah a little incentive. Once Haley became Mrs. Bieber, she'd ensure that Justin kept those donation dollars flowing into Church Home. But there's another twist involving these shady churches and those Diddy and Justin rumors. Apparently, Lou Taylor was on Church Home's board of directors. However, fans noticed her name disappeared from the website right after her company TriStar got tangled up in the recent allegations against Diddy. Remember that lawsuit filed by producer Lil Rod against Diddy back in February? Well, this lawsuit revealed something major. Diddy's accountant was none other than TriStar executive Robin Greenhill. And according to Lil Rod, she was the one handling payments for Diddy's 10 workers. So it's really starting to look like there's a whole crew of shady characters running the entertainment industry. And it's not hard to see how someone like Justin Bieber could fall victim to them. And Justin's recent Instagram posts and public outbursts have fans seriously worried. They're speculating that Justin might be stuck and unable to speak out against Diddy because he's still tangled up with that dodgy celebrity church. And now Justin's friends are speaking out, saying he's actually in a really dark place, even though he's just welcomed his first child. Justin's cry for help. Justin Bieber's temper has been seriously on edge lately, and according to a source who recently talked to In Touch, Justin's friends are pushing him to get help for his anger issues before it completely messes up his life. Recently, Justin was caught on camera having a meltdown at a group of very young fans who were trying to snap a pic of him in the lobby of the Waldorf Astoria in Beverly Hills. Justin, who was on his way to meet his wife Haley for lunch, lost it and demanded to know what was so amusing before shouting, "Get out of here." After the video went viral, one source close to Justin told In Touch, Justin does not seem to be in a great place. He's been snapping a lot in public and freaking out over meaningless stuff. It's obvious that he's stressed and not coping very well with his emotions, and a lot of people in his life would love to see him get some coaching on how to better manage his anger. The insider continued by saying that the feeling in Justin's circle is that the sooner he gets help and learns how to deal with his temper in heated situations, the better. But see, the problem is that Justin is still seeking help from sketchy celebrity churches instead of mental health professionals. According to sources close to Justin, he and Haley are still members of the controversial Church Home Church. And apparently, this is one of the reasons why Justin is refusing to seek real help for his rumored trauma. Just weeks before Haley gave birth, she and Justin were seen at a church home service. And let me tell you, Justin did not look well. First of all, why is Justin still dressing and acting like a teenager when he's a 30-year-old man who just welcomed his first child? But it's way deeper than his wardrobe. Justin's been looking really unwell for a while now. Sure, he's had health issues in the past, but insiders from his circle are saying that his current state is more about mental health struggles than physical problems. And it looks like his fans feel the same way. One fan said, "I think Justin thought marriage was the answer to his depression and addiction issues, and it's not. Now he's hoping a baby will."
If you get injured in an accident, even if it's just a pass.
Well, I'm gonna be back probably later. We'll see. Yeah. Hope you all have a good evening.